Hello guys, Transforge Armory, and today I'm going over my napping kit. I'm going to talk about some stuff. Well, I've recently assembled this kit, so I haven't had the chance to really battle test it. I'm just going to go over it. It's probably going to change, but I think it's mostly set. I'm going to go over what I will use on a regular basis. My napping style. I'm a copper napper. Let's get started. So, first of all, in this huge, big bucket, I've got a couple of different items. This is a rocker punch, for example. I got that as a gift. I got like leather pads and like a sandstone, abrasive stone, and I've got just lots of antler tools that I don't use, but I have in case someone needs to use them. Older boppers like this one, kind of not in my fashion anymore. This is like a little survival bopper that I made. Don't really use this one because it is so survival-y. It's like something you throw in your bug-out bag. Very, very important you have safety glasses. I've got 2 pairs, which is probably not even enough. So just keep that in mind when you assemble your kit. I've got a steel hammer, and this is what I use for spalling. It's made by Cobalt. I don't have anything to say. Not a huge fan of the handle, but get you pay for, or you get what you buy. And then I got a couple of teaching resources like this one, which is a Hertzian cone model. Anyway, yeah, a couple of pressure flakers, like this antler hickory pressure flaker, and these are all things that I made. Moving on to leather pads, I like to use pads like these, and this is one that I've been using forever, and it's kind of like a little bit worn and hard, kind of keeps its shape very well. And this is one I've been using forever. So it just goes on the hand like this, and it just rests very nicely. So it's like a little bit like a Pringle, I would say, Pringle shaped. And I like this double ply shape that it's got. So this is a new one I fabricated. It's been used just a little bit, and as you can see, it's already starting to Pringle. Just a little bit. But there you go. Those are the pressure flakers I really enjoy using. Another model that I have created is this one. It's kind of very flat and square. And I used to use this, but it's 1 ply and it's very thin leather. Even though it's aged, it's very thin, and that didn't really work that well. I didn't like it too much. Pressure flaking wise, I love the Ishii stick, square copper tip, and that seems to work just fine. I can hammer out my own tips on that anvil, so I have a lot of freedom in that regard. I find that these square tips work really well. Moving on, I'm just going to move to the side of this. By the way, this is a bucket jockey. I've seen a lot of people use these in their kits. They're great. I love them. It's the best thing. Yeah, so I got my leather pads, and then just moving over, I've kind of got more pressure flakers. So, 4 handheld pressure flakers. This is one that I enjoy using a lot. And then the paddle pressure flaker. You can make like a very, very precise strike with this end, or more of a flat strike with the other end. Over here I've got larger, very large spalling boppers, and these are like, I would say 6 ounces, which is about how much weight you want to have on something this big. They've got an unsealed oak handle. They're just epoxied in place, and I think this is a 1.5 inch copper cap. Big bopper. Little bit smaller. I don't use this one on a regular basis, but it does the job for, like, this is removing giant flakes. It's removing a little bit smaller flakes. And then I move over to these 2 boppers here, which I enjoy using a lot. I'll get to those in a second. As abraders go, I like this style of abrader. It just fits the hand nicely, and you can strike vertically with it. You can kind of do a waveformy thing. You got 2 flat edges. You can go cross side to side. This is one that I've used just to death, basically, and it's still going. Like, that's probably a 1/4 inch from that side, and that side's 1/4 inch. Still going. And yeah, as you can see, like you use this edge and this edge, but not really the tips. So, just something to think about with a grinder. I will make a bunch more of these. Another grinder that I like to use is this kind here. Just kind of cut off of those if you're making them. They kind of go like right there. I put a groove in this one so that I can just rub it across an edge that I need to braid. As you can see, it's got a little bit of use there, but I tend to use that grinder there. And then I've got one more. This is like a runaway napping grinder. Very small. I thought these would get more use, but they didn't. So go with the big stuff. And these are just medium grit, abrasive bench grinder wheels. Like this one, except medium grit. Moving on to my two favorite boppers. These are my two most used, favorite, love them to death boppers, and I don't really know why. Ooh, this one's coming loose. This is an issue with my kit. My tools break. And this is one of my favorite boppers. So this is for sending off larger flakes, and this is for sending off very small flakes before I get into the ishy stick. I don't go to 1/2 inch caps. I think this is a 3/4. I'm sorry, that's a 1 inch, and then that's a 3/4 inch cap. 1 3/4. And that seems to work just fine for me. Over here, I have some of my 1/2 inch boppers, and these are some of the ones that I made in that, or two. Well, this one is one of the ones that I made in that end cap bopper making video, and these will last forever until you cut through the copper and into the lead. And those are great. I just don't like the fact that they're hollow, and I could easily fix that like I did here, filling it with a wooden dowel of some sort. And this is a pipe that I bent over, got lucky with. Anyway, that seems, I like that more than the other method where it's just a pipe and just thunk, kind of thunks in. The last type of bopper that I have is the very small, like 1/2 inch bopper, which I use not often, just enough though. And then moving just a little bit longer, a little bit more forward, this one has my 1 inch bopper in it. And this one is, I love it, linseed oil finish on oak, lead, copper epoxy is what's in it. Yeah, so I mean, this is a great one. I love this bopper. I don't like it as much as that one because it's kind of short and stubby. It's for sending off hard hammer percussion flakes, I've found. Anyway, that's my napping kit. Again, I carry on a regular basis. If I'm doing some napping, I would carry my ishy stick, this pad, I would carry, and then I would carry these two boppers, and I would carry that stone. These are tools you would use. You'd spall off flakes with this, and then you'd go in. This is your beginner kit. And maybe if you're not an ishy stick guy, you can use like one of these pressure flakers. So, I mean, there's your napping kit right there. So hope you enjoyed this video. That's kind of the kit I use. That's my entire kit that I've set up. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about the video or about the tools in the video, ask them away. I will try to do videos about making the tools, like making those boppers and the pressure flaker. Other than that, thanks for watching.